everybody, this is Felicia, and I'm here with my second layout for the series that I am doing called For the Love of Homemade Kits, in which I am participating with Sarah, Hannah, Megan, and Christina. And I am doing my second layout here. Now, I've taken, let's see, I did a layout of a bridge before the first layout, and this is the second layout of another bridge. I'm fascinated with these things. I think they're just incredibly I just get so fascinated with them because of how they're made and the distance and the height sometimes, and it just really amazes me. But this particular bridge now is in a city called Winters, which is about 14 and a half miles away from Davis, which is about 18 miles from us. And so what happened was I used to bike there from Davis to Winters, which is 14 and a half miles, and then back home, which I used to live in Davis. And I used to bike back home, and so the distance became about 30 miles and sometimes 31 miles, depending on if I went another route or something like that. But I used to love biking like that. So, and I still like biking. I mean, I got new tires right now on my bike, and so, but it's a little cold, and so sometimes early in the mornings is just not a good idea. So on with the layout here. So I'm doing this layout here using everything that I have in the kit. And I did not get anything from anywhere else for once. Yay! Everything that you see here is in the kit and from out of the homemade kit that I made. Now, as you can see, I'm having a little trouble with my circle cutter. For some reason, it wouldn't cut. I figured out why, and I had to fix it because it was bent, so it didn't want to cut for me. So I had to fix it. And in the meantime, I used my other circle cutter to cut that indentation there at the bottom of the layout, which is what I wanted to do. I thought this would be a pretty cool idea to have that little circle cut out right there. And so I decided to go ahead and do that. And I'm putting this 14.5 down because that is the mileage, the marking point to that bridge in Winters. Once I crossed it, my odometer on my bike always said 14.5, which is a good thing to do. Or sometimes it said 14.85 for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I took a little extra turn or something. I don't know. Who knows? But I used to get super excited because I knew once I crossed that bridge, there was a bagel waiting for me at the little shop where all the other bikers would stop and get their pastry as well. Some would get pastries. I got a bagel with cream cheese most of the time because it gave me just enough energy to bike back the rest of the 14 miles back home. So I thought that was pretty nice to do. But anyway, so you can see a really clear picture of that, and it's in black and white. And like I said, that was the best exercise I could have ever done for myself right there was biking, and I still do it, but I am definitely a little scared now because now I live in Sacramento, and the bike trail here in Sacramento is kind of creepy because I mean it's 35 miles um, long, 35 point something miles long, but and you can't possibly bike that whole thing to and from. So in other words, from where I'm located and back, that'd be too much mileage right there. It'll be about over 70 miles, which I'm not ready for that yet. So, but anyway, so that's the story behind the photo here of this bridge, which is, like I said, they always fascinate me. So I'm getting some of the wood veneer down that I have in the kit, and I'm using the enamel dots I had in the kit. I'm using the ephemera that I had in the kit, and I'm using the vellum that I also had in the kit. So I'm pretty much using everything that I had in the kit. The only thing that I'm not going to use, which I thought what I was going to use, is the washi tape. So that's not going to make it on the layout. And then I stapled that, and I accidentally stapled that tab in the wrong spot. And I'm sitting there looking at it going, oh crap. But I fixed that with a little something so you could see the tab later on. I tried to use the tiny attacher to stick that down, but it didn't work. And so I put a little adhesive down there, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't care if anybody sees it, because I was too lazy to get up to go get my Xyron, my mini little Xyron. I was like, oh, nah, it's okay. But anyway, next time I will, though. I will definitely do that. So I got the chance to use the tiny attacher on that part of it. So, and that turned out pretty good. Um, So, and then here, me and that banner. I was trying to, that banner tag, I was trying to utilize that, but he wasn't working for some reason, and so I decided to ditch that. And then I found this piece of vellum that I also had in my variety vellum there that's in the kit, and I decided to put that there, and now you can see the tab. Look at that. And then I ruffled up the edges there of that because it looks like a little notebook paper, and I decided to do that. And let's see. So then I take the other, let's see, what am I doing right here? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, I think I had to get up and go get something real quick. Yeah, enamel dots. That's what I did. I didn't have enough yellow enamel dots, so that's the only thing that I added, from out of the kit, and I had to get some more of those. And I'm actually out of yellow enamel dots. That's the last of it that you see there, and I'm trying to get some more, so I'm going to be searching and get more yellow enamel dots because I have all the other colors except for yellow. I think I used quite a bit of those at one point. So, and then there's the other piece of that little vellum that I had cut off from the part that's down there by the tab. I had cut that off, and I decided to use that as well because I didn't want that to go to waste, and so I used that. And then I'm trying to figure out where to put that piece of acetate there, die cut, and then I find a spot for that as well, which is right about there. So yeah, that's exactly. And then I put a staple in that too. And now the circles that I originally cut, now I wanted to do something else with these circles, but I found out that I could use these circles any kind of way that I wanted to on this layout here. So now I am trying to figure out how I want the circles. So I cut that little corner off there so it won't come from behind the circle. And I was able to put the circle up there. So I wanted to do some stamping here, and I was trying to figure out if I should or if I should use one of these stamp sets, but then I changed my mind because the layout that I want to use the stamps with is going to come up later. So I'm going to be doing that. And then I thought about using these stickers, and I was like, wait a minute, I have the title at the bottom. What am I thinking? So I put those away. And so then I tried to mess around here once again with one of those circles that I punched out. Don't know why. I just don't understand myself sometimes. And then I got a little frustrated with it. And then I had to remember that I am doing this layout for myself. We try so much as scrapbookers to achieve perfection in our layouts that we got to understand that we have to do the layout for ourselves. And if someone gets inspired by what you're doing on the layout, then that's good. And that's what you hope for. And if they don't, then maybe they'll get inspired by something that you either do or say or the story or the photo. You just never know. So we have to keep that in mind. And I have to keep reminding myself that on a regular basis. So, okay, so now I am going to put some of these yellow enamel dots because I decided to go with the one circle. And I'm putting those at the top there. And then I remembered after the fact that I needed to add some of the mist down there. And so I said, okay. And right here I'm thinking, let me go ahead and hurry up and do the journaling, and then I'll go ahead and put down the mist there that I'm going to grab. And that's another thing too. I always remember things after the fact. Don't know why. I just don't understand it. But anyway, in my haste, I hurried up and journaled and then put the date down there when I took the picture of that bridge. And I put a yellow enamel dot between the 14 and the 5, so it stands for 14.5. And then I'm gathering in no yoking. I got my paintbrush there, my watercolor brush, and I'm going to dip it inside of the spray mist because I wanted a different look like it's kind of watercolored back there. And that worked out perfect. I really like that. So I'm going to do that again. And I just did around the edges and everything and made it look all super cool and stuff like that. And when it dried, it really looked really pretty. And so I'm really enjoying um, trying to figure out new ways and new styles on how to use my goods here because instead of just using them the normal way. And so I just outlined that whole entire thing and it turned out really nice. It dried really well and I was happy with it because the yellow was just right. And then I tried to put some splatters, but then it kind of blended in. And so what I did was I used some of my Heidi Swap, and then I did it with that. So it came out pretty good. That part got cut off. Sorry about that. But anyway, so I want to thank you guys for watching, and be sure to tune in to Hannah's, Megan's, Christina's, and Sarah's channels to see what their second layouts are going to be. I really enjoy am enjoying working with this kit. So thank you guys for watching and take care. Bye bye.